So in the previous session, we were talking about color blindness. Let us continue on that. So, color blindness can be of many varieties. They can be due to defect in the cone themselves, or absence of cones, or it may be due to anomaly or change of the photopigments. The opsin part of the photopigment, on the proteinaceous part, is what can change. The retinal part, 11th retinal part, is always the same in all the 4 photopigments, 1 for the rods and 3 for the 3 cones. The opsin, the sequence of amino acid in the protein chain of opsin can change, thereby giving rise to significant spectral differences in the photopigments. So let us see. So when you have defect or absence of cones, you can have the disorder which are as such. First and foremost, protanopia. Of course, this will refer to the long wavelength pigment containing cone. So this is the cone which was sensitive to light. So it might be defective or it might be totally absent. The second variety is where the middle frequency receptor cones or the M cones might be absent or defective. Deuteranopia. Protanopia, red cones are absent or defective. Protanopia is when green cones are effective or absent. The third being tritanopia, whereby the S cones or the cones contributing for sensation of blue light might be defective or absent. Now please note, these two are X-linked. So, protanopia and deuteranopia will only be expressed in males because the gene for the manufacturing of various proteins and the photopigment required for protanopia and deuteranopia are in the sex chromosomes, the X chromosome, because males have a single X chromosome. So if that is deficient, then they will express the disorder. Females carrying 2 X chromosomes, even if one of them is defective, the other will make up for it. Therefore, it is said that females are the carriers for color blindness, but the males are the sufferer. So these variety of color blindness, whereby the cones are either defective or absent, makes up only 1% of the 8% that we talked about. So this is relatively a rare disorder. Tritanopia is very rare, and the male to female ratio is equal because the gene for tritanopia, the gene for the blue receptor and the blue photopigment is in the chromosome number 7. So this is an autosome. Both males and females carry it without any difference. So if something goes wrong in the 7th chromosome, coding for the photopigment or for the receptor, it will be the prevalence will be, or the occurrence rate will be the same in male. Now let us talk about the relatively commoner variety of color blindness, whereby the photopigments are deficient. The photopigments are not the usual. There is some disorder in the photopigment. The cones are around, all the three cones, the cones contributing to red, the cones contributing to blue, the cones contributing to green is around, but the photopigment they contain might be deficient. That is, the photopigment, the opsin part might be different. They might contain a different combination of amino acid, making them a different protein. Thereby, they have a different absorptive pattern. So the spectrum of light that they absorb and signal downstream is different. So the first thing is as usual, protanomaly. So this is an anomaly. Please note, this is not an anopia. This is not a pure absence. This is an anomaly. This is a anomaly. Protanomaly. Protanomaly. And deuteranomaly. And third variety is trianomaly. So protanomaly, deuteranomaly and trianomaly. So basically this is how color blindness is classified. And color blindness can be tested by using different colors of wools, or there is a booklet which is known as the Ishihara's chart, which can bring about a diagnosis of the different kind of color blindness. So let's end this session here. In the next session, we will try and discuss about the stabilization of gaze. So, you see, to be able to visualize something, we need to focus on it. So, we have to keep our focus on an object that we are concentrating, that is, getting our attention. Now, what happens is that there are two scenarios. One, you may want to move your head, but still have the attention on that object. Still have the attention on the object. Still have the attention. Still have the attention. So you may want to move your head, or you may want to move your body, and your head also will move, but you will want to have some amount of attention on that object. So you can fix your gaze. One, fixing of gaze. The other thing is that the object might be moving. So if I want to fix on this object, while it is moving, I can do so. So there are two components. One is keep the gaze fixed on an object while moving the body. So while moving the body also, I can keep my gaze fixed, or else if the object is moving and I am still able to follow the object. I am even able to follow the object while I am moving, and the object is also moving. So a lot of components will come together in our next discussion. Thank you.